If your team can't move without you, that's not leadership. That's not leadership strength. What that is, that's structural failure. And if approvals stack up in your inbox, if decisions wait until you weigh in, if progress slows the moment you step away, this isn't because you're too important. It's because the system you're operating inside, man, it has quietly collapsed inward. And the most dangerous part, from the outside, it often looks like leadership excellence, but it isn't. So, how does this begin? Well, most leaders don't become the bottlenecks intentionally. They don't want to be the bottlenecks, but they become the bottlenecks because they care. You want things done right, and you want momentum and for your team to succeed. So when something stalls, you step in, right? And at first, that behavior is rewarded because the problems get solved and the deadlines are met, and the executives now they notice, and you become known as the one who gets things done. But here's what quietly changes. People stop deciding and they start escalating, not because they're incapable, but because the system taught them that you are the safest path forward. And over time, man, responsibility begins to concentrate. And not by mandate, but by gravity, right? Everything begins to flow to you. It all comes towards you. So you know this. Your calendar fills. The meetings begin to multiply, and questions interrupt your thinking. And more than likely, you're still productive, but leadership begins to feel different, right? Heavier, more reactive, less less clean. And you don't feel powerful, you feel necessary. And necessity, that's not authority, that's not leadership. So let me give you three secrets focused on this loss of authority. All right. Number one, and this is a truth. I've been saying this in other videos, and I think most leaders, they've never heard this. And it's that authority rarely disappears suddenly. It narrows slowly, quietly. It moves from shaping direction to clearing obstacles, from designing clarity to approving exceptions, right? You still have influence, but it's concentrated in execution instead of strategy. And that narrows. That narrowing is easy to miss because performance metrics stay intact until they don't. Secret number two, and this is how escalation replaces ownership when structure is unclear, right? So escalation is not a people problem. It's a design flaw. It's a design problem. When authority is unclear, people escalate. They escalate to avoid risk. And when decision rights aren't explicit, and safety replaces ownership. And the organization doesn't trust the structure, so it trusts you. And that feels flattering. It's cool, right? At first, until every decision begins carrying weight and nothing moves without your presence or your approval. And that's not leadership leverage. That's leadership compression. So, number three, right? And this is probably the most important truth. The system didn't break. It just evolved, right? Complexity increased, stakeholders have multiplied, AI adoption, it's everywhere, causing speed of expectations to rise. But leadership architecture, it stayed the same. For many people, it's the same pre-pandemic. So instead of authority expanding outward into the organization, the pressure collapsed inward toward you. You didn't lose control, you essentially have absorbed it. And no amount of discipline or delegation fixes that because this is not a behavioral issue, it's structural. Now, challenge is when everything depends on you long enough, three things, three things are going to happen. Number one, decision quality slows. Second thing, strategic thinking, and strategic thinking is important in today, but it disappears. And then presence. Presence erodes both at work and at home. You begin to feel that you're always on, even when you're not working. And the most dangerous part, this can continue for years while everything still looks successful. And that's how leaders wake up one day just exhausted, done, right? Not from effort, but from carrying what the system should have been holding. So, simple little check here. Think about this. If removing yourself would stall progress, then that means you're not leading. You're just buffering. And that doesn't make you a bad leader. What it means is your leadership model has exceeded its design limits. And that's exactly what the authority architecture diagnostic evaluates. This is a tool I created that identifies whether your authority is still distributed or whether it has collapsed inward without you realizing it. And if this video felt uncomfortably accurate, I'll put the link below. I mean, it's a free tool. You can run it. You can learn something. If if you want, we can have a conversation about it. And so, check it out. Do me a favor. Share this video with somebody who can benefit. Subscribe. It helps the channel out. Place some comments. DM me if you want the link. Again, it'll be in the description to the diagnostic tool. And mostly, stay strong.